Hey, good evening everybody. Welcome back to Workbench here at Scale Models Midwest. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. Just a quick little Saturday night update. Been down here for a couple hours just tinkering with the kit. And as you can see, I've got it mocked up just to see how things fit. And so far, so good. I had to decide whether I was using the Mythical Maroon or the Root Beer Metallic, and ended up going with the Root Beer because I went on ahead and found a scrap piece of plastic, did a quick swash of the Mythical Maroon, a bit better color here, and then the Root Beer, and then I compared it to the body, and the closest one was the Root Beer. And an article I saw from the Hot Rod Archives had Will John Butera's 26T described as being like a Root Beer Metallic. So again, I went with that route and did okay. This is the Extreme Lacquer from Testors. So I've got it dried. I'll be putting some of the Testors Model Master Custom Lacquer clear coat on it this evening or tomorrow morning, and I'll let that gas out for a few days. The car as it is right now, I have just mocked it up. For the top, I masked off the part that'll end up being glued to the top of the car, so I didn't have to worry about sanding off any paint. Always recommendation, you know, your painted parts, sand the stuff before you paint it, or better still, if you have a chance, just mask it and then paint. I'll be doing that to the top of this kit as well before I start to do final assembly. So right here, the body comes off. This also is just 2 coats of the Testors Lacquer, Extreme Lacquer in Root Beer. Just 2 coats, a light mist and then a heavy wet. I think it turned out pretty good. Same with the chassis, and same with the fenders and running boards. So when I look at this here, I pull it off, I don't have anything glued in just yet except for the parts on the suspension so far. Nice little jag rear. I am going to paint the brake calipers just because I wanted a little bit of contrast. Granted, when you look at the kit, they're chrome, but you know, I wanted a little bit of contrast, so I'm going to do that. One thing I also did too is I was gluing things together. I inadvertently knocked my model cement and got a little bit of glue on the windshield, and when something like that happens, not all is lost. You can probably still see in the picture just a little bit of film. Trust me, it was a lot worse than that. What I did was I sanded it just with a regular old hobby sanding stick, and then I used micromesh polishing cloths from 2400 all the way up to 12,000 to where the scratches were out of the way, and then I used some Novus number 3 fine scratch remover, polished it out really well, and like I said, the results speak for themselves. This looks a lot better than the big old glue mark that took up half the windshield. So be real careful when you're playing with your model cements and whatnot. Keep them out of the way, especially if you're using the liquid ones, because some of us might panic. I know in the past I would have, and just given up on a kit, but I've been watching other people on YouTube where they just polish out glasses, especially on those diecast resurrection channels where they're restoring Hot Wheels cars, which I've done myself. Got some videos in the future planned to do that too, to show you. But for now, working on the kit. Again, I'm going to be putting this in the spray booth for the clear and letting that gas out. Tomorrow I'll work on the kit some more. So hopefully by midweek I'll have another update for you. Other than that, again, hope you're having a great weekend, whatever you're doing, and whatever you're building. Make sure you have fun doing it, and you've got kids around, get them involved in the hobby as well. Just as an update too, today I worked with Henry and Edward on the Super Hornet, and we've already started primer coats. Next week we'll be working on actual paint, and we've got something really cool planned for it, because we're kind of making do with what we've got there. We're missing a couple of pieces from their kit, and they're missing the entire decal sheet. So we're going to do something different, and I think once we have the paint in place, we'll take pictures of it and we'll post that on a future video. So stay tuned on that one. That's going to look pretty cool. In the meantime, we'll catch you next video. Again, have a great rest of the weekend.